Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bryce Hayes here at Ed Cruzy Stadium here in Seguin, Texas. Here for our first of three games between the fifth-ranked TLU Bulldogs and the Hendrix College Warriors. I don't know about you guys, but I will say this is the happiest I've been to see the sun in a long time. We've kind of looked at the weather all week and expected a downpour, and as of right now, it's a rather pretty day. I mean, there's still some clouds, a little bit of a breeze, but still a good day for some softball here in Seguin, Texas. Let's take a look at your starting lineups for the Warriors. Leading off, number 27, Emerson Naismith. Batting second, number 5, Bill Jaramillo. Batting third, number 11, Casey Shane. In cleanup, number 99, at second base, Riley Harris. Batting fifth, number 15, Austin Cottle. She'll be at first base today. Batting sixth, the service DP, number 6, Oakley Katropia. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 2, Peyton Frady. Batting eighth in right field, number 17, Ella Bowling. And in the 9-hole for the Warriors, number 10, Emmeline Trosclair. In the circle today for the Warriors is going to be number 18, Emma Solis. In the circle for the Bulldogs is number 34, Caitlin Howard. She's got a time called early here as Naismith steps into the box. As Howard finds the zone for strike one on our first pitch of the afternoon. Bulldogs lineup relatively familiar. Everybody probably right where you expect them to be, with Riley Davila in left field, Harley Russell in center, Ash McMahon in right, Katie Boyer at first, Kaylee Clark at second, Chesley Swisher at short, Bree Jones at third, Taylor Burnett behind the plate, and as I previously mentioned, Caitlin Howard in the circle for your Bulldogs. She misses the zone there for ball one. Serena Gonzalez is going to serve as the DP, as always. Howard misses the zone, even the count 2-2. The first time matchup between these two teams. Despite there, as Naismith fouls that one off. Thought it was strike three. Must have got a slight piece of it. Naismith pops that one up, and Swisher camps under that one for our first out of the afternoon. As I was mentioning before, this is the first matchup between these two teams, despite the Warriors previously being in the SCAC. Two teams have never faced off before today. Howard misses his zone there to Jaramillo. Jaramillo comes into today hitting .342 with a .368 slugging percentage. Leads the team with 12 walks so far this season. As Howard misses high for ball two. PFP there from Howard will be our second out of the first inning. That'll bring up Casey Shane. Shane, the Warriors catcher today. The All-SAA honorable mention honoree last season. Comes in leading the team with a .436 average, 3 home runs, and a .641 slugging percentage. Adding a team high 34 hits so far this season. after leading the team with 5 home runs and 21 RBI last season. Howard falls behind here 2-0. Shane's kind of been a staple within the Warriors' heart of the lineup under head coach TLU, who's no stranger to this area, the 2016 Hardin-Simmons grad. He's a great player in our own right. He's a 3-time All-ASC honoree at first base with the Cowgirls. Howard will try not to lose her in their first showdown against one another as Shane fouls that one off to give us a full count. Make that an easy 1-2-3 inning as Shane pops up to Katie Boyer over at first base. And Bulldogs got the first inning clean. As we'll be right back after these messages as Kaylee Clark leads off for the Bulldogs in the bottom of the first. We're ready to go here at Ed Cruzy Stadium with Kaylee Clark leading off for the Bulldogs. Kaylee Clark in the news once again last weekend as she was one of 3 Bulldogs named to the NFCA Player of the Year watch list. Just tries to get a bunt down, goes over the top of that one for strike 1. Bunts that one foul. She falls behind 1-2. Clark currently second in SCAC history in hits, only trailing former Bulldog Kelly Jordan. Clark having 227 in her career so far, and Jordan leading the SCAC all time with 260 in her career. Warriors defense in, try to take away Clark's speed, and it'll work this time as Clark grounds out to third base for out number 1. Speaking of Bulldogs named to the Player of the Year watch list, let's bring up another watch list honoree, Riley Davila, Bulldogs left fielder. Look to get the offense going as she skies out on the left field. Jaramillo's there for out number 2. With the wind blowing in like this, it's going to be hard to see anybody getting one out of here today, especially between the humidity plus the wind. If you get one out today, you really got a hold of it. But luckily for the Bulldogs, they got a couple that can do that, including the hitter at the plate right now, number 9, Taylor Burnett. She skies that one. It's going to get down for our first hit of the afternoon. Single to right field for Taylor Burnett. Solis missing the zone there for ball 1 to Gonzalez. Gonzalez quietly having a great season after lighting up the scoreboard with home runs last year. She's just been a consistent presence at the plate so far this year. 3rd in the SCAC with batting average with .455. Also 4th in the SCAC with 32 RBIs so far this year. She gets in the hitters count 2-1 with 2 outs. Taylor Burnett's going to force the issue, take second base, and now make that a RBI situation now for Gonzalez. As Burnett steals her second base of the year, contributing to the Bulldogs nation-leading stolen base total. As Gonzalez thought that was ball 4. As Coach Wilson says, that was a good take by her. Instead, we get a full count with 2 outs. As Gonzalez sits back on that one and skies it to right field, as Warriors are able to get out of the inning without giving up a run to the Bulldogs. As we start the first inning scoreless between the two teams. As we'll be right back after these messages.
Play harder.
And the go-ahead run comes across. Bulldogs on top.
Respect everyone.
Play hard, but play fair.
Cheer for your team, not against the visiting team.
Respect opposing players, coaches, and fans.
This is the SCAC.
Welcome back to Seguin as we get ready to go in the second inning. Leading off for the Warriors, Riley Harris, as she skies that to right center, but Ashley McMahon's able to track that down. 1 pitch, 1 out for the Bulldogs to start the second inning. Bring up number 15, Austin Cottle. She swings over the top of that one for strike 1. Cottle having a breakout junior campaign, tied for the team lead with 18 RBI so far this season. She pops that one right back to Caitlin Howard for out number 2. as the Warriors DP, Oakley Katropia, steps to the plate. Katropia making her 18th appearance so far this season, just her 7th start. So far this season, she's hitting .393 with 8 RBIs on the season as she rolls over that one to first baseman Katie Boyer. Caitlin Howard works a rather efficient inning to get out of this one, and we'll be right back for the bottom of the second as Harley Russell, this week's SCAC Hitter of the Week, looks to get us started. Bottom of the second will start just like the top, 1 pitch, 1 out. As Harley Russell rolls over that one to third base for the first out. Bring up number 11 right fielder Ashley McMahon. She'll tap that foul as Warriors third baseman Emerson Naismith lets that go between her legs and eventually roll out of play. McMahon tried to sneak one by the Warriors defense there. Instead of be strike 2. McMahon has been on fire as of late as her seen her batting average climb to 400 over the last month and some change. She'll tap that one up the middle for her first hit of the afternoon.
Facing the 36, Katie Boyer.
McMahon tied for 4th on the team in stolen bases, so it wouldn't be a shock to see her get put on the move by Coach Lockley and Coach Wilson. Set up a run scoring situation for first baseman Katie Boyer. McMahon takes second base on that one. There's another run scoring opportunity for the Bulldogs. This time coming with 1 out. It's the Warriors outfield is playing Warrior deep, and guys at the center field as McMahon's able to move up. So an out, but a productive one as McMahon moves up to third base for out. On out number 2, I'll bring up third baseman Bree Jones. She looks to get the Bulldogs on the board for the first time in this series. She'll look at strike 1 from Celise. Celise entering the day with a 4-11 record, appearing in 16 games for the Warriors so far this season. with a 6.67 ERA over 64 innings pitched. Jones will get under that one. And for the second straight inning, the Bulldogs get a runner in scoring position, but not able to do anything with it, as this game remains scoreless as we head into the third inning. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Ready to go in the third inning as Peyton Frady gets the Warriors' first hit of the afternoon here in the third inning with a leadoff single. As we get ready to here in the third inning, I'm being joined by TLU women's soccer player and the host of Old Dog New Tricks, Monica Sidicic. Welcome to the broadcast.
Hello. Happy to be here. Sorry to be a little late, but ready to see some action out on the field today. So
It's 5, and Clark's going to settle for 1 for the first out of the inning from Ella Bowling on the fielder's choice.
You can see fully what it's in.
That'll bring up Emmeline Trosclair. So, Mon, obviously we know we're used to seeing you after games with our post-game interviews. Anything else you want to tell us about? Heard you got a new episode of Old Dog New Tricks on the way.
yes. So as of today, uploaded on student media and soon to be at TLU Plus, the TLU women's acrobatic and tumbling team. I got to do an interview with them. Got to learn some fun new little tumbling and cartwheels and all sorts of fun that you guys are just gonna have to check out.
As Trosclair bunts that one foul for strike 2. So 1-2 count. Here to Trosclair, the Warriors' number 9 hitter. Just hitting .286 so far this season. She fouls that one off. All right, Monica, you had a few of these under your belt now. What would you say has been your favorite episode so far?
My favorite episode? Ooh. I think
As Howard's able to freeze Trosclair there for out number 2.
yeah. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
To continue on, I just saw that little out there and I was like, gotta give it a second. But I think, honestly, the one that I did with the men's basketball team was quite fun. It was a lot something different that I wasn't used to, and I thought I knew a lot more about basketball, but turns out I didn't. I got to learn a lot of fun stuff.
That's what it's all about, Mon. You get to play some basketball, you learn some new things, and hopefully you learn some new things about softball today on the broadcast with me.
Oh yeah, I'm learning lots about it between softball and baseball this season. Man, it's been an honor and a privilege, and just even getting to know the girls just on the field and in the classroom, having classes with some of them, and just kind of being able to get to know them as she hits it right up to the center field.
As the Warriors go station to station there with a 2-out single from Naismith. Nothing hurt as Howard looks to step on a potential 2-out rally from the Warriors with Bill Jaramillo stepping to the plate. Jaramillo grounded out to Howard her first time up. Howard misses the zone for ball 1. Didn't miss much the first couple innings. Mon had a couple run scoring opportunities for the Bulldogs. It came up empty, but aside from that, it's just been rather elementary softball so far. Couple 1, 2, 3 innings from Caitlin Howard up until this inning, and then Bulldogs got a runner on each inning, just haven't been able to get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they were just waiting for all the good stuff to happen when I got here. Oh, great catch by Bree down there on the third baseline.
Jaramillo lines out to Bree Jones to end this inning. So despite the Warriors getting 2 runners on, comes up empty as Caitlin Howard keeps the Warriors off the scoreboard here in the third inning. We'll be right back after this as the Bulldogs look to get Howard some run support here in the bottom of the third inning as shortstop Chesley Swisher will lead off for the Bulldogs offense after this commercial break. Ready to go here in Seguin as we jam out a little bit to the musical stylings of Hayes Wilson and the other press box. As Chesley Swisher is ready to lead off for us here in the bottom of the third.
Hey, Hayes always has some good tunes on, I gotta say.
Depends on who you ask. That's what I've heard. I enjoy it, but, you know, from what I've been told, some people want some more country music every now and then.
I guess that's fair. Just depends on the day and the vibe.
I think we need some upbeat music given how the weather's looked the last day or so. As Sleece finds the zone there for strike 1. Swisher comes into this afternoon hitting .378 so far this season. 15 RBIs go along with 17 stolen bases. She bunts that one down the first base line and it stops fair. A pretty much perfect bunt. You can't ask for better ball placement and better luck as he just stopped right on the line. As Celeste tried to let it roll foul, but, you know, turf doesn't roll the same as dirt, and Swisher's able to benefit from that and get on first base with nobody out. Turn the lineup over to Kaylee Clark, who grounded out the third her first time up. As we mentioned, Swisher with 17 stolen bases this year, ranking amongst the top 10 in the SCAC, so it wouldn't surprise me as she tries to put the Warriors defense on their heels to help Kaylee Clark out at the plate. Mon, I wouldn't be surprised whenever you film the episode of softball, they don't teach you how to steal a base or two.
I mean, they're first in the country, right? If I believe, for stolen bases. They make it look easy.
You know, Oklahoma's known for hitting home runs. TLU softball is known for stealing bases. Everybody has their style of play, and it's worked for the Bulldogs for the last decade and some change.
You know, especially with you have people like Clark and like Swisher who are very high up there, especially with Clark holding between all 3 divisions of the stolen base record overall. Of just, you have that type of quality and just getting the Wilsons, setting them up for success and just how they practice it, and they practice it to perfection as Clark will foul this one off.
So 2-2 count to Clark, nobody out. Swisher on first base. So Bulldogs looking on the board here in the bottom of the third inning. As Clark skies that one down the third base line into the Warriors dugout. Stay alive.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was too many people in the way. Luckily, they all saw it before
Yeah,
it dropped.
Warriors do have a smaller roster, so not many people have to move out the way. Swisher goes there. Great play by Naismith over at third base to kind of ice cream cone that one in her glove, get Clark out for out number 1, but Clark does the job, moving Swisher up. For Riley Davila. Davila looks to tack on to her RBI total as she sends that one up the middle. But Coach Wilson's going to pump the brakes on sending Swisher home. So that is a single for Davila, setting up a first and third situation for the Bulldogs. And an RBI situation for Taylor Burnett, the Bulldogs leader in RBIs, ranking second in the SCAC, and she'll square around as Davila takes second on what looked like a miscommunication between Shane and the rest of the Warriors defense. Burnett, the national leader in sac fly, skies that one out the right field, and Swisher able to skirt home for the first run of the afternoon and add another sac fly to Burnett's tally to get the Bulldogs on the board. That's Burnett's 9th sac fly of the season as the Bulldogs take a 1-0 lead, and Davila moves up to third base as Solis puts another runner on, hitting Gonzalez on the hand there. To bring up, so you go from academic All-American to this week's SCAC Hitter of the Week, Harley Russell. The Hitter of the Week honor, the second of her career. She squares around, and Gonzalez adds on to her career stolen base tally. That's her first stolen base of the season, to put 2 runners in scoring position for Russell. No more for her power. Gonzalez able to get that stolen base, but that'll be how the Bulldogs inning ends as Russell flies out to center for out number 3, but not before the Bulldogs were able to get on the board with the first run of the afternoon via a sac fly from Taylor Burnett. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
More than dream of a better world. Make it happen with a TLU degree. Texas Lutheran University provides one-on-one opportunities for students to build their college resumes. As freshmen and sophomores, our students are already performing research with a professor, presenting at conferences, and building their portfolios to apply for graduate schools and professional health programs. The world needs you. Answer your calling. TLU. Learn boldly. Live to inspire. Learn more at tlu.edu.
Another first pitch out for Howard as Shane pops up to start the top of the 4th. And Howard able to pound his own there to Riley Harris for strike 1. Howard continues to work rather efficiently so far today. Another pop-up here on the infield for out number 2.
Well, I mean, you said last time Hendrix was up to bat is hopefully Howard would have some runs to work with. But hey, now she has a run to work with.
All it takes is one, especially when you have one of the nation's leaders in ERA in the circle, Caitlin Howard, entering the day with a .58 ERA. As Cottle fouls that one off for strike 2. Howard's able to set her down for a second strikeout of the afternoon. And Bulldogs work another 1-2-3 inning. And they'll look to tack on to their 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Ready to go here in Seguin for the bottom of the 4th. Ashley McMahon leading off against the Warriors. McMahon got on with a 1-out single her first time up. She tries to get the bunt down with a bunted foul. Warriors are in the hunt to make the SCAC tournament in their first season back in the SCAC. Last made the SCAC tournament in 2009. Made it all the way to the semis before being eliminated by my Rhodes College Lynx, as McMahon skies that one foul. McMahon grounds that to short. She almost beats that one out. Instead it'll be 6-3 put out to start the 4th inning. Bring up Katie Boyer, who flew out to center field her first time up. Looking at the Warriors roster, despite it being their first year back in SCAC, they do return 2 All-SA honorable mention honorees in Shane and second baseman Riley Harris. They did lose all-region pitcher and outfielder Betty Wolf, who is here today as a member of the Warriors coaching staff, as Boyer rolls over that one to shortstop as well for out number 2. Bring up Bree Jones, who flew out to the shortstop to end the 2nd inning. She'll get this bunt down, and as Celise able to have a PFP of her own to end the inning, as Bulldogs go 1-2-3, but the lead will stay at 1-0 as we head to the 5th inning. We'll be right back after this commercial break. back here in Seguin, Texas. I'm Bryce Hayes, here with TLU women's soccer player Monica Sidicic, as the 5th-ranked Bulldogs take on the Hendrix College Warriors. Just talking to Monica between innings, I've come to the realization that everybody working today, outside of Coach Wilson's son, is a member of our SCAC champion women's soccer team.
Hey, we just like to come and support our fellow women's sports, especially with we just like to support. That's all I gotta say.
I will say I am appreciative of you guys helping me out the way you guys do.
Of course, Bryce. I mean, we love working for you.
Trying to make it easy, you know.
You very much do, I will say.
As Katropia fouls that one off. Katropia 0 for 1 so far today. Rolling over to Boyer to end the 2nd inning as the net throws that ball out. As Katropia rolls over that one to Kaylee Clark for out number 1. Mentioned earlier Kaylee Clark and Riley Davila being named to the Player of the Year watch list, but I'd be remiss to mention Caitlin Clark was also named to the NFCA Pitcher of the Year watch list. It's one of the nation's leaders in a number of categories. And I will say, as someone who's been here for all 4 years of Caitlin Howard's career, it has been impressive, especially in the era of the transfer portal, to watch someone kind of wait their turn. I mean, she sat behind Ash, she sat behind Sid, kind of served as a role player last year alongside Ainsley and Amanda, and now she's kind of broke out on her own in her senior year.
Yeah, just even getting to watch her these past couple of seasons, mainly even this season, of just seeing her consistency and just you can tell her work ethic that she just kind of puts on and off the field, of how much she cares, and she just wants to show up for her team and just do her job, and she's called upon when needed.
She's behind right now to Frady. Had a single her first time up, and she's able to get around that high and inside pitch to foul that off out of play. As Howard evens the count 2-2, 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. Frady skies that to Clark for out number 2. Bring up number 17, Ella Bowling. Bowling reached on the fielder's choice her first time up. Should look to get on base again. Avoid another 1-2-3 inning for the Warriors. She'll sky that off the netting for strike number 2. Howard to miss just outside for ball 1. As Bowling grounds that to the left side, and Chesley Swisher is able to retire the side for the Bulldogs as Howard goes 1-2-3 yet again. And she'll head back to the dugout. She'll hope her teammates are able to tack on some runs in support of her in the bottom of the inning. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
As an MAT student, you are an athletic trainer, and I think that's something really cool that we get to experience.
We're pretty hands-on. Anything that like our preceptor asks us to do, like we're able to do. Going out to practices and traveling to games.
We're doing evals, looking at them, helping them with their rehab like protocols.
For me personally, I do a lot of like hands-on where I'm like speaking with the patients about how they feel. And so I feel like it's a lot of like one-on-one interactions.
Knowing that I'm going to go into the clinic every day and I don't know who's going to walk through the door and what their problem's going to be, and that I get to be the one that tells them like, hey, this is what's wrong, but I can also help you, so here's a solution.
Welcome back to Mork softball field at Ed Cruzy Stadium as 5th-ranked TLU Bulldogs lead 1-0 over the visiting Hendrix College Warriors. Leading off here in the bottom of the 5th is going to be shortstop Chesley Swisher. She gets the bunt down on the first pitch. She's able to beat out yet again her second bunt single of the afternoon as her batting average continues to climb over the last few weeks. I know a couple weeks ago, I believe this was the last time we were here at Ed Cruzy Stadium, she hit 1,000 for the weekend, and so far she's 2 for 2 today.
I mean, she's had that perfect, great bunt work that you can't ask for anything better. Maybe a little bit of luck on the first one with it stopping on the line, but I mean, hey, little luck never killed anybody.
And she adds to her stolen base total there on the first pitch as Clark does a good job selling that one to get her over to second base. Clark 0 for 2 so far today against the Warriors. As the corner infielders look to take the air out of it to Clark as Clark bunts that one foul. Clark will have to swing it here as she pokes that one up the middle. Swisher gets the stop sign there from Coach Wilson. So first hit of the afternoon for Clark. She got first and third with nobody out for Riley Davila. As Clark gets into a rundown trying to bait the Warriors defense, and I will say that is one of the rare times I've seen an opposing defense play that correctly. So salute to the Warriors for how they played that, but I definitely don't think that'll be the last time we see Clark in motion over there at first base as she takes off again. And there goes Swisher. She steals home. Now Clark's out to fend for herself. And the Bulldogs scored a run. And now Clark was called out, but now we're going to have a meeting with our crew here, as I believe Coach Wilson was discussing obstruction with our field umpire.
You know, I cannot fully see it because of my view, but it looked very close. I mean, it was kind of hard to tell if she was
personally, I don't even think you need obstruction because I believe she got back in time, but there could be some bias in that. But personally, as a old washed-up catcher, I thought she was back in time. But she's going to be ruled out. So Clark did her job as Swisher's able to score, stealing home to double the Bulldogs' lead. But it will be one out as Davila grounds that down the third base line. But despite great glove work over there by Naismith, Davila is able to beat it out for an infield single. As the Warriors pitch out to start the at-bat to the net. As Davila, yet another of the Bulldogs' stolen base threats. As Davila takes second on her second stolen base of the game. Davila now at her 29th of the season, ranking in the top 15 nationally in stolen bases. As Vanette swings over that outside pitch for strike 2. She'll poke that up the middle, and great sliding play by Riley Harris, but Vanette's able to beat that one out for an infield single. So back-to-back infield singles put runners at first and third with just one out for Serena Gonzalez, the program's all-time RBI leader. She squares around for Vanette, who'll run out of the baseline as she does her job to let Davila come on home with stolen base. So that's the rare instance of seeing home stolen twice in one inning, which is something that honestly you probably only see at a TLU softball game.
I was going to say, I've never seen that play before, but hey, if it works, it gets the runs up.
So, Monica, I'll give you a little secret there. The reason you do that, it completely takes the defense's attention away from third base. Because obviously, Vanette could have slid in and made it an easy play, easy stolen base, but instead, she gets out of the base path. Everybody's attention is diverted to her. Made it an easy situation for Riley to come on home and add a second run in the inning as the Bulldogs stretched their lead to 3-0. As Gonzalez looks to add another to it. Instead, Solis will bounce that one to even the count 2-2. But you do kind of have to think about the Kaylee Clark situation where, you know, she stays on. Could be looking at a 4-0 ball game right now. Solis misses low there for ball 3. So it's going to be full count to Gonzalez with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Whoa.
It looks like everyone might.
I think everybody's
okay.
I think everybody's okay, Monica, but that one's a little scarier than the one earlier. That took the pitching coach's head off, and then you see everyone kind of freeze. So I don't know if it actually hit somebody or what, but it seems like everything's okay. As Coach Wilson goes back to the third base coaching box, and Solis misses his own there for ball 4. So Bulldogs put another runner on with 2 outs, and looks like Coach Wilson is going to call time for a pinch runner as Kayla Ramirez comes running out of the dugout. The Warriors are going to call time themselves as Warriors assistant coach is going to talk to their defense. Kind of adjust their game plan here with 2 outs. Stepping to the plate is number 3, Harley Russell. He's 0 for 2 today, grounding out to third and flying out to center field. As Solis finds the outside part of the plate for strike 1. There goes Ramirez. She'll be in there for what I believe is the Bulldogs' 6th stolen base of the afternoon. I take that back, make that their 8th stolen base.
Hey, that worked out really well.
Ninth stolen base. You just can never take your eye off the field with the TLU Bulldogs. You never know what's going to happen. As Russell gets under that one, but out of play.
I know that Hendrix dugout is seeing a lot of action over there, hitting the roof a couple times and going into the area twice.
You know, if I'm their pitching coach, I might just put a helmet on after the one Serena hit over there. As Russell rolls over that one to second base for out number 3. But the Bulldogs able to tack on 2 more runs here in the bottom of the 5th, stretch their lead to 3-0. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Ready?
TLU men's basketball team. And you're watching Old Dog with New Tricks.
Ready to start the 6th inning here in Seguin as Caitlin Howard misses his own inside for ball 1 to Emmeline Trosclair. Howard falling behind 2-0. Howard hadn't fallen behind a lot today. She's been rather efficient with her pitch count. I'll have to check the live stats to get the exact number, but it feels like she hadn't thrown a ton of pitches. I believe that's just her 60th pitch as we find ourselves here starting the 6th inning. She's behind 3-1. She looks to work her way back into it now. Jams Trosclair gives a full count. Trosclair struck out looking her first time up back in the 3rd inning. She'll get under that one to Russell for out number 1. As the Warriors turn the lineup over to lead off number 27, Emerson Naismith. Naismith 1 for 2 so far today with a single back in the 3rd inning. Howard misses high for ball 1. Howard just misses inside there, but in my opinion, still a great pitch. So hitters count to Naismith, 2-1, 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. She able to poke that one over Bree Jones for her second hit of the afternoon. Bring up Jaramillo, the Warriors left fielder, was 0 for 2 today, with a ground out back to the pitcher and a line out third base. She squares around there and bunts that off the backstop here at Ed Cruzy Stadium. The Warriors have shown the ability to bunt. Jaramillo fouls that one out of play for strike 2. Looks like the Warriors have someone working in the bullpen. Looks like number 16, Gianna Robinson. Robinson's made 12 appearances so far this season, so it wouldn't be her first time in the circle. As Howard misses his own there for ball 1. Good eye by Jaramillo. Even the count 2-2. So Howard potentially looking to get her to roll into a double play, get out the inning as Clark just misses that one. She's in the right place, but just not tall enough.
Hey, sometimes that's just how it is, unfortunately. I would know.
I would too. So instead of a potential line out, the Warriors put 2 on with 1 out for Casey Shane. Shane 0 for 2 so far today. She'll pop this one off the netting for strike 1. Shane 0 for 2, popping up to first base and flying out to second base in her first 2 at bats. So she's gone the other way her first 2 times up. Been Monica looking at her past history and how she's fouled those 2 off. Kind of understand why you see Harley Russell kind of shaded over the right field. Seems like Shane's been late on everything so far today. Howard misses low for ball 1. Howard must have just missed on that one. If I was Coach Wilson, I probably want the ABS system that pro baseball's rolling out, because I thought that was strike 3, but instead we got a full count now as Howard misses high. Howard gets her to sky this one. It's an infield fly, so even if Clark had missed it, it would have been out number 2. So 2 down, 2 on for the Warriors here in the top of the 6th. As Riley Harris steps to the plate. Harris 0 for 2 as well. Flying out to right field and popping up to second base as Howard drops the changeup in there for strike one. She looks to work out of the jam. Howard finding a home on the inside part of the plate against Harris. 0-2 count. She looks to find a way to head back to her favorite chair in the Bulldogs dugout. But watch her offense put up some more runs.
She's got her own chair?
She's got her own chair. She sits right around where Coach Lockley's sitting in the Bulldogs dugout.
Oh, well, the more you know. I did not know that.
I don't think it's a specific chair, but she's always sits in the same spot, I'll tell you that. Harris pokes that one. She's able to beat it out for an infield single. So instead of getting off the field, the Bulldogs are now in a bases loaded situation following the infield single from Harris as Austin Caudle steps to the plate and looks to add to her team high 18 RBIs.
Now you could see some type of some of the girls looking like they were going to go run off from the Bulldogs, and then just kind of a little bit of a surprise call with how close it was. I mean,
it's a good job by Harris running it out because as Coach Wilson is keen on telling the girls, you never know. 0-2 count to Caudle. Howard looks to work herself out of this one. And just like that, she gets to go sit in her chair. She throws Caudle one to get out of the inning as, despite loading the bases, the Warriors are kept off the scoreboard yet again as Howard strikes out Caudle for the second time this afternoon. And the Bulldogs offense will look to tack on a couple more here in the bottom of the sixth. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
I chose TLU because I like the one-on-one that I get with my professors.
Being able to talk to all the professors one-on-one, they're definitely helpful in deciding what I can do with my degree and then how to get into those different fields. I liked the tour of the campus. I liked seeing how everything was really close together. Our classes now from first year and second year are all in the lab, so we have our own space that we can go to for studying.
Well, I chose TLU because I had met some people who were in the program and they told me some good things about it. It's a smaller school, so I feel like I was going to get more of that one-on-one type of learning.
I get to, be more hands-on with patients and more engaged with my preceptors and my professors and my classmates as well.
Back for the bottom of the sixth here at Ed Cruzy Stadium as Ashley McMahon leads off for the Bulldogs. McMahon 1 for 2 so far with a single and a ground out to shortstop her last time up. She's ahead of the count 2-0 so far in this at bat. She tries to drop one down on the Warriors defense, but instead of bunt that one foul, strike one. And McMahon showing off her speed yet again with infield single, despite the great attempt there from the Warriors shortstop. As McMahon will set up Katie Boyer, who's 0 for 2 so far today as the Warriors somewhat pitch out there to start the at-bat. Looking to see what McMahon's up to at first base. McMahon did steal a base earlier. The Bulldogs are up to 8 or 9 so far today. Including stealing home twice in the 5th inning. McMahon adds to not only her tally, but the team's tally today as TLU stolen 10 bases so far today in this game alone. As Boyer gets a hold of that one, and it's going to be off the wall. As McMahon gets the go sign from Coach Wilson, and Boyer's able to take third base on the throw. So it's going to be an RBI double for Boyer.
I know that was a great hit, and I think on a different day when the wind's not blowing inward, like that's gone.
I thought Boyer found a way to muscle that one out of here because the wind is blowing in as it tends to do here at Ed Cruzy Stadium. And yet, I mean, Boyer has done that the last couple times I've been on the broadcast where I think it's getting out and then it hits the top of the wall. And we joked after the Shriner series. I was like, I'd have to apologize to her. I wasn't really excited when she hit the home run because I didn't think it was going to get out. As Coach Wilson's made a couple of subs here while we were talking. Got Michelle Tarava pinch running at third base for Boyer, and Natalie Pacheco is going to pinch hit for Bree Jones. As she skies at the center field, what should be a sacrifice fly. As the Bulldogs tack on another run here in the 6th inning. I'll bring up Chesley Switcher, who's 2 for 2 so far today with 2 bunt singles. Came around to score by stealing home in the 5th inning. As the Bulldogs lead 5-0. As Celeste misses high to Swisher for ball 2. We talk about the Bulldogs leading the country in stolen bases, but they are second in runs scored as well, with now 257 on the season if you add the 5 they've scored today. They also do lead the country in sacrifice flies, which we just saw one there for Pacheco and mentioned earlier with Taylor Burnett leading the country in the category, and also lead the country in shutouts with 14 so far this season, led by 8, I believe, from Caitlin Howard. So 3-1 count to Swisher. She'll show bunt. Instead, that'll be ball 4. As Celeste looks at the umpire in confusion, wondering where that one missed. Bring up Kaylee Clark for her 4th plate attempt. Clark 1 for 3 so far today, with a single up the middle her last time up. Did not come around to score following a, let's say, questionable call on a double steal attempt from the Bulldogs. As Celeste misses the zone there for ball 2. Clark shoots that into the left field corner. Strike 1. Celeste now nearing 90 pitches so far this afternoon. As Clark skies that down the left field line foul. So Clark will get on with the fielder's choice as the Warriors will choose the lead runner on that ground ball to short as Riley Davila steps to the plate for her 4th plate appearance. Davila 2 for 3 so far today. As Clark will take second. Her first stolen base of the afternoon. Tack on to the Bulldogs total. As Davila will look to tack on one more for good measure. Got out and foul for strike 2. So it'll be a 1-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The Bulldogs leading 5-0. As Celeste looks again in frustration at the home plate umpire as she thought she found a way to put an end to this inning. As Davila is able to get that one just out of the infield for her 3rd single of the afternoon. And after what was on paper a down weekend last weekend, you love to see Davila kind of respond with 3 hits in the series opener here against the Warriors. While I may not say she had a good weekend last week, and she did a number of really good things to kind of help out the offense last week at Centenary, and she'll steal yet another base. That's her 4th stolen base of the afternoon to put 2 runners in scoring position for Taylor Burnett. Burnett now 3 for 3 with 3 RBIs. As she'll hit a 2 RBI single here to push this game really close to run rule territory. As Clark and Davila come across the score, and Coach Wilson remembers to re-enter Serena Gonzalez. Looks like we're going to make another substitution as well, as it's going to be Gabby Orozco coming in a pinch run for Taylor Burnett. Gonzalez 0 for 1 so far. Been hit by a pitch and walked her last 2 times up. With the right hit, she could put an end to this one, Monica.
Very true.
Orozco's definitely fast enough to go first to home on a ball to the wall.
That's the one thing about these Bulldogs is we have a lot of great speed here on the team. That we're just able to kind of utilize that, especially with Vanette's last hit of just you have Davila and what was it, Clark?
Yeah,
right?
Kaylee was the lead runner.
Clark, yeah.
Riley was right behind her.
Like they're just so quick. You're gonna be able to just they're able to get on bases and just get there for those runs for moments like that.
As just as we were talking about, Orozco takes second, as I believe this game will find its way into the TLU softball record books as Gonzalez shoots that one to right center. She's going to walk it off with an RBI double, as the Bulldogs will run rule the Warriors 8-0 in game 1 of this 3-game series. Orozco coming around to score. So that'll be an 8-0 victory in 6 innings for the Bulldogs in game 1, Monica. And we'll take a 30-minute break and we'll be back here for game 2. Ready to go for the back end of our doubleheader between the 5th-ranked TLU Bulldogs and the Hendrix College Warriors. I'm Bryce Hayes, here with TLU women's soccer player and host of Old Dog New Tricks, Monica Sidicic, filling in for Sydney Cox this weekend. We do want to send a shout out to our bride-to-be, Sydney Cox, who's getting married this weekend to former TLU basketball player J.T. Watson. Hate that I couldn't be there, but as everyone knows, duty calls, and instead I get to hang out with you guys here on Flow College and TLU Plus. Watch some good softball, right, Mon?
Yep, it's really exciting. We're really happy for Sydney. I'm really missing her this week, but all congrats to her. As
Nate Smith rolls over that one to Chesley Swisher for out number 1, get us started in today's second game. Rather similar lineups for both teams. For the TLU defense, if you watched our first game, it's the same layout with Riley Davila in left field, Harley Russell in center, Ashley McMahon in right, Bree Jones at third, Chesley Swisher at short, Kaylee Clark at second, Katie Boyer at first, Taylor Burnett behind the plate. And in the rare instance of making back-to-back starts, it's Caitlin Howard right back in the circle after tossing 6 innings in game 1. She's right back in the circle in game 2 after picking up an 8-0 shutout victory to start the series.
Howard, I mean, she had a great first game, but it is crazy. Oh, as that goes down.
Kaylee Clark able to toss that over to Boyer for out number 2.
Sorry, I couldn't see for a second on what was happening.
It is hard with a 2-man crew up here in this press box, isn't it?
It is a little bit. I have a monitor in my way for those folks at home and a wall.
Looks like it's another 1-2-3 inning as Shane grounds that back to Swisher for out number 3. We'll be right back after this commercial break for Bulldogs offense, led off as always by Kaylee Clark.
Flow Sports has changed the game. We created the essential destination NCAA fans deserve. Together, Flow College and NCAA conferences, institutions, and teams have taken all collegiate sports to the next level.
Oh my goodness! Back to Jones. She lets it fly from deep, and she buries it. Oh, and a wraparound. He's got some speed down the sideline. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
The new collegiate record belongs to Parker Valby.
King in front, Stockfish, offload, shot, score!
Smith making 3. That is crushed.
It's a touchdown!
Ready to go here in the bottom of the first is Kaylee Clark's going to lead it off for the Bulldogs. Clark was 1 for 4 in game 1 with a run scored. In the circle in game 2 for the Warriors is going to be number 16, Gianna Robinson, who, me and you mentioned earlier, we saw her warming up around the 5th inning. Thought we might see her in game 1. Instead, she'll get the start in game 2. She falls behind 2-1. Looking at her season so far, Robinson's 4-1 with a 5.62 ERA, making just her 4th start of the season. She falls behind the Clark 3-1. As K-Way is able to get that bunt down for leadoff bunt single. Bring up Riley Davila, who had a lot of success in today's first game, going 3 for 4 and stealing 4 bases, including stealing home in the 5th inning. Clark kind of pump fakes the Hendrix dugout to start her tenure at first base. Bulldogs found a lot of success on the base paths in today's first game. As Clark lets continue that as college softball's stolen base queen steals her, what I believe would be her 59th bag of the season. We'll double check that number here in a second.
It's a lot.
Yes, that is her 59th stolen base of the year as she nears number 61, which is, I believe, the number she stole her freshman year. It's the TLU freshman stolen base record, and I believe sits among the top 10 in college softball history as well. As Robinson misses the zone there, even to count 2-2. Davila grounds that to the left side and almost beats it out. Instead, it'll be out number 1. We mentioned the Bulldogs' success on the base paths earlier today. They had 14 stolen bases in game 1. That is the 3rd most in program history in a single game, only trailing the 2 times they stole 15 bases in a game, that last coming against Centenary in 2024. As Taylor Burnett looks to get the Bulldogs on the board early. The Bulldogs took a little while to get on the board first game. I believe they didn't start scoring until the 3rd inning. Burnett with Kaylee Clark on second knows all she has to do is get it to the outfield, and that's scoring 1.
You know, hopefully in this game that we'll be able to see the Bulldogs kind of get their more offensive kind of flow earlier on instead of, like you said, later on in the game.
No, that's something I'm sure Coach Wilson talked to them about post-game. As Burnett tried to get all of that one, but instead it'll bring us to a full count. As Robinson celebrates in the circle, picking up her first strikeout of the afternoon. That'll bring up our quasi-hero from game 1, Serena Gonzalez, who walked it off in the 6th inning with a RBI double to secure the Bulldogs' run rule victory. Gonzalez was 1 for 2 in the first game with a hit by pitch and a walk. Clark earned that stolen base, taking that throw down off the thigh. That'll bring her season total to 60. And we'll double check between innings, but I believe with her reaching that 60 stolen base mark, that puts her within the top 8 in a single season in NCAA Division III history. As Gonzalez skies that to right center. That's going to be over the Warriors right fielder, so it's going to be an RBI double as Coach Wilson puts the brakes on Gonzalez, who still seeking the first triple in her career, and it's not going to happen here as Coach Wilson puts the brakes on her as the Bulldogs get on the board early with an RBI double, outscoring Kaylee Clark here in the first inning. And Gonzalez will pass the bat to Katie Boyer, who moves up the lineup a few spots here in game 2. Boyer 1 for 3 in game 1 with a double herself before coming around to score. As she gets under that one down the right field line for out number 3. Bulldogs were able to scratch a run across in the first inning, take an early 1-0 lead here in Seguin, and we'll be right back after this commercial break.
More than dream of a better world. Make it happen with a TLU degree. Texas Lutheran University provides one-on-one opportunities for students to build their college resumes. As freshmen and sophomores, our students are already performing research with a professor, presenting at conferences, and building their portfolios to apply for graduate schools and professional health programs. The world needs you. Answer your calling. TLU. Learn boldly. Live to inspire. Learn more at tlu.edu.
Welcome back to Seguin, Texas, as we get ready to start the second inning with last year's All-SAA honoree Riley Harris leading off for the Warriors. Harris is 1 for 3 in today's opening contest as she grounds that one up the middle to Kaylee Clark for out number 1.
The first baseman, number 8, Tori Maldonado.
Bring up Tori Maldonado, make her first plate appearance of the day. Maldonado didn't see any action in game 1, but she enters the day with a 176 average and will pop up the second pitch she sees to Kaylee Clark for out number 2.
The designated player, number 6, Oakley Katropia.
Bring up Oakley Katropia as she stares at strike number 1. Katropia 0 for 3, 0 for 2 in today's first game. She'll swing through that one for strike 2. And so a diving play from Kaylee Clark, but the throw will bring her off the bag. So a great attempt there from Kaylee Clark, but not able to finish it. So Warriors able to get one on with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. First base runner of the afternoon in game 2. Bring up Peyton Frady. Frady 1 for 2 in game 1. And Kaylee Clark will call off Boyer for out number 3 as Clark is responsible for all 3 outs here in the top of the second. as Caitlin Howard tosses what is now her 8th straight shutout inning here. This breezy Friday afternoon. We'll be right back after this.
Play harder.
And the go-ahead run comes across. Bulldogs on top.
Respect everyone.
Play hard, but play fair.
Cheer for your team, not against the visiting team.
Respect opposing players, coaches, and fans.
This is the SCAC.
It's going to be Ashley McMahon leading off for the Bulldogs. Start at the bottom of the second. The Bulldogs scratched across a run in the first inning on an RBI double from Serena Gonzalez. McMahon will look to get the Bulldogs offense started here in the second. She looks at strike one. McMahon 2 for 3 with 2 stolen bases and a run scored in today's opening contest. She'll stare at that one. Even to count 1-1. Robinson will miss the zone there. Put McMahon in a hitter's count, 2-1. So poke that one over towards the Hendrix dugout that's been kind of littered with balls today, between especially the one from Serena in today's first contest that seemingly almost took somebody out in there.
I know, I saw them running already. They weren't taking chances.
I'm telling you, Monica, if I was the pitching coach, I'm putting a helmet on. That's too many times now that balls will come screaming over towards their dugout. As McMahon works a full count to start the bottom of the second inning. That would be ball 4 as he was able to draw a leadoff walk, get the Bulldogs offense going. That'll bring up Harley Russell, this week's SCAC Hitter of the Week. She'll lay a perfect bunt down. As so good, it brings the catcher out her shoes. As she's able to beat that one out for an infield bunt single. I'll tell you what, Mon. We've seen 2 of the better bunts you ever see today, between Chesley's in the first game that stopped right on the white line and that one from Harley.
I know, I didn't think it could get any better than that. Like, they've always been pretty good at bunting, but, man, those 2 bunts just left me speechless.
Those are 2 bunts. You just got to tip your cap. I mean, Shane did a good job behind the plate moving, but when you place the bunt that well, there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. It just is what it is. Bree Jones evens the count there, 1-1. Jones 0 for 2 in game 1 today. Shane able to wrangle that high pitch in. Warriors defense extremely concerned with the Bulldogs' efforts on the base paths. You see, Jones gets down another bunt. Another bunt single for the Bulldogs. As we now got bases loaded with nobody out, with the ball never leaving the infield. We got another great bunter coming up, but given the bases are loaded, I would assume Coach Wilson's telling her to drive the ball. As Robinson will miss over the inside part of the plate for ball one. The other benefit, as you talked about in game one, Mon, if you look with the bases loaded, there's nobody there you would quantify as slow. As ball to the outfield is more than likely scoring more than one.
And we see Swisher play a lot of small balls, so it's going to be interesting to see her just be able to kind of hit it. We get to see her kind of hit it right now, most likely.
The Warriors bringing their infield in. I do somewhat question the positioning of the outfield, given the wind is blowing in. They are kind of at a no doubles depth.
Yeah, especially because normally when they do bring them in with like Swisher and Clark back to back, they're normally because they steal bases. You want them closer. You know they're gonna play smaller balls. So I'm surprised they don't stay more original positioning.
And that works. As the bases loaded walk will bring in McMahon for the first run of the inning as the Warriors call time, talk to Robinson and the Warriors infield.
Which no one's warming up in the bullpen, so I assume it's just a conversation.
Probably calm her down. I mean, high leverage situation against one of the top teams in the country. You got the bases loaded, nobody out. There's a lot of pressure in there to try and get out of it, especially with nobody out. A lot of speed on the base pass, so there's a lot of things that their assistant coach could be talking about, try and get sorted out, conversations to have, different options you have with a ball put in play.
The ball is second baseman number 7, Kaylee Clark.
I'll bring up Kaylee Clark, who had the leadoff single to start the game. She might get a chance to swing away here. A rare opportunity for Clark, the traditionally slap hitter. And Ma, I just wanted to follow up on what I mentioned last time she was up. She had 66 stolen bases her freshman year, so that is the TLU freshman record, not 61. 61 I was thinking of was the previous record held by Kelly Jordan. It's 2-1 count to Clark. She'll look at ball 3. Now Clark will have her option to look just for her pitch. With the Warriors defense still in, she'll swing away and get under that one to left field as Russell's going to tag up. As a smart play by the Warriors defense to try and throw behind Jones. She nearly gets thrown out at second base, but that will be a sacrifice fly from Clark in one of her rare instances of being able to swing away. So just one out on the sac fly, but Russell will score to add another run to the Bulldogs lead. It'll bring up Riley Davila as Jones is thrown out for out number 2. She tries to outrun the Warriors at third base to no avail, so 2 down now for Davila as Chesley Swisher takes second base to put a runner right back in scoring position for Davila. Swisher's third stolen base of the day, stealing 2 in today's first game. Davila is able to show good bat control there, put it in a good spot in the infield, get an infield single, and move Swisher up to third base. So runners at first and third now for Taylor Burnett, one of the SCAC leaders in RBIs so far this season. Actually leading the SCAC in RBIs now at 41 so far this season. As Davila is able to toy with the Warriors defense and returns to first base was unoccupied by the Warriors first baseman. Burnett struck out swinging her first time up. Will look to add to her RBI tally here. Her second time up. She'll pull back on that bunt attempt as Davila once again will toy with the Warriors defense and make her way back to first base. There goes Davila for real this time. It's the ball beater, but Warriors don't even try to tag her. So now that'll be 2 in scoring position for the Bulldogs and Vanette, as Vanette can really break this game open with a hit here. 3-0 count. That'll be ball 4 to Vanette. Serena Gonzalez steps to the plate. She had the RBI double her first time up. Back-to-back RBI doubles, ending game 1 with the walk-off RBI double and starting this game off with an RBI double in the first. We'll look at strike 1 from Robinson.
Which she's someone that you want to have kind of in these types of situations, except that will go to the center fielder with the catch being the third out of the inning.
That's right, Mon. Serena will end this inning, but not before the Bulldogs scratch 2 more across, stretch their lead to 3-0. After 2 innings, we'll be right back after this commercial break. After 2 more runs in the bottom of the second, the Bulldogs will step back out to protect that lead as the Bulldogs lead 3-0 here again at the top of the third inning, as we're going to call time to kind of check on Taylor Burnett after that first pitch. is going to be Ella Bowling leading off for the Warriors. As Howard seemingly just misses there, despite freezing bowling. That one right down the middle from Howard as she's able to even the count 2-2. As Bowling fouls that off. Stay alive. Bowling is able to push that one through the middle, push that up the middle for her first hit of the afternoon, first hit of the day. To start the third inning. That's a hot shot. The shortstop is going to be 6-4. No luck on 3 as instead of a double play, it'll just be a fielder's choice.
The third baseman, number 27, Hendrix.
That was still a great pick from Swisher at short on that hot shot toward her. As Naismith pops up to Clark for out number 2.
The left fielder, number 5, Bell Jaramillo.
And bring up Jaramillo. Grounded out to second base her first time up. As Howard misses high and inside for ball number 2. Howard's able to find the zone there for strike 1. 2 outs here, top of the third, runner on first. That runner being just a second base runner of today's second contest. It's Howard evens the count 2-2. Jaramillo was able to get the barrel of the bat on that one to stay alive. He's able to poke that one just foul. Clark almost with the web gem flashing the leather, but Trosclair able to slide in to beat it out. It's a heads-up play from Clark, but still be a infield single for Jaramillo.
even though they didn't get that out there, that was just great connection between Clark and Swisher right there. Just kind of like dive a little throw behind the back. That's what you want to see, as this will go towards Russell, and Russell will catch that at center field for the third out.
I will say, Mon, this is somebody who's been here every year of Kaylee Clark's career. She's found a way to get a little bit of chemistry with every shortstop she's had. Lindsay Liao has been there for the last couple years, and now you get Chess this year. Bulldogs have had one of the best defense in the country every year I've been here, and that connection with the middle infielder is a key part of that. We'll be right back after this commercial break for the bottom of the third, as the Bulldogs will look to add on to their 3-0 lead. First baseman Katie Boyer is going to get us started in the third inning here at Ed Cruzy Stadium. In case you're just joining us, I'm Bryce Hayes here with Monica Sidicic here for Game 2 of our 3-game series between Texas Lutheran and Hendrix College's Katie Boyer gets one down the right field line. She's going to try to stretch it for 3, and that's going to be a stand-up triple for Katie Boyer. I give Boyer a hard time about her speed, but she told me to shut up there, and she'll get the stand-up triple to start the inning.
That's the way you want to start the inning right there.
That's her second extra base hit of the day. She had the double earlier, and now she gets a stand-up triple. That's something she can probably hang over Serena's head as well. I mentioned earlier, Serena still looking for the first triple of her career, and now Boyer gets, I believe, her second of the season. As Ashley McMahon gets an early RBI opportunity here to start the third inning. McMahon walked her first time up, so she's still looking for her first official AB in Game 2. And she'll get that one down and beat it out for an infield single. As the Bulldog speed rears his head yet again. Harley Russell steps to the plate. Mentioned earlier, she was the SCAC hitter of the week, hitting 2 home runs last weekend against Centenary while hitting a team best 714 over the 3-game sweep. Also leading the team in RBIs with 7 and finishing the weekend with a 1.857 slugging percentage, which is absolutely insane. She shoot that one into the Warriors bullpen for strike 1. Those 2 home runs brought her season total to 3, but they were also the first 2 home runs she's hit over the fence, as she walked it off against Mary Hardin Baylor in the first game of the season with a walk-off inside the park home run, which is one of many things that we mentioned earlier. You have to see it to believe it, and somehow it always seems to be with TLU softball, and that's the speed kills. It's not just a saying. There is some truth to it, and you just see very weird things sometimes watching TLU softball. As Russell gets the bunt down, and she'll beat that out to load the bases. As the Bulldogs are just wearing the Warriors out with small ball. As Coach Wilson calls time. This looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter for Bree Jones. This once again calling on Natalie Pacheco, who had the sacrifice fly in Game 1. Pacheco, known for her power, it's almost a walking extra base hit for the Bulldogs. She's got 2 doubles and a home run so far this season. Pacheco tried to put another one over the fence with that swing, but instead it'll be 1-1 count. That off-speed pitch from Robinson misses the zone there. 2-1 count. Robinson misses wide there. 3-1. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
You know, you cannot give Pacheco any chance to kind of swing at it because, like you said, she's going to hit it. She's going to hit it pretty good.
And anything over the plate, Pacheco probably would have done some damage, but instead it'll be ball 4 as Boyer is able to prance home.
Shortstop number 4, Chesley Swish.
Bree Jones is going to re-enter for Pacheco as Chesley Swisher steps to the plate. She also is looking for her first official at bat as she hits that one foul down the right field line. We mentioned earlier, another rare opportunity for Swisher to kind of swing away. She's kind of made a living off the touch, small ball type of play the last few weeks, and now she's got an opportunity with the bases loaded. And don't really have to work for much when the ball hits you. So a hit by pitch will add an RBI for Swisher as the Bulldogs have officially busted this one open as we just go station to station as Clark swings away and pokes that to the outfield for what's going to be a 2 RBI single. As the Warriors are going to call time as this one has quickly gotten out of hand.
I will say I'm surprised. It felt like the Hendrix defense was even closer than they were before, really giving Clark that space just in the right field just to hit it right there.
I will say, she doesn't get to hit away often, but on the right day, I have seen Kaylee Clark get it out of here. That wasn't the time, but every now and then she'll get the swing away, and we might see her get her first over-the-wall home run before she graduates. We're going to get a pitching change from the Warriors as they're going to bring in Emmeline Trosclair, who originally started the game. As a position player, now come in to pitch. As it seems like we're going to get a double switch here. It's going to be number 9, Alyssa Sornia, going to the outfield for the Warriors. We'll take a brief break here while Trosclair warms up. So Raleigh Davila will step to the plate. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the third with 4 runs on the board for the Bulldogs. This Davila will bunt that one foul. Looking at Trosclair, she's 1-4 in 11 appearances with an 8.92 ERA and 26.2 innings for the Warriors so far this season. As Davila shoots that one foul. Davila 1 for 2 so far with a single and a stolen base. Trosclair bounces that one. A way to move by Warriors catcher Casey Shane. Keep that one in front of her. Keep the Bulldogs runners from moving up. Davila pokes that to the left side, and it'll turn into nothing as shortstop Peyton Frady turned to hopefully get the put out on Swisher, but Swisher's able to avoid the tag. So after the 2 RBI single from Clark, we're right back to bases loaded for the Bulldogs. This time for Taylor Burnett. As Trosclair bounces that one for ball 1. Burnett 0 for 1 so far with the strikeout back in the first inning and walked last inning. And this will be her 3rd plate appearance in 3 innings. As the Bulldogs are doing an excellent job of passing the bat. Trosclair bounces another one for ball 2. That one will get past Shane, but everybody will stay put on the base pass for the Bulldogs, making it 3-1. As we call time to that Shane works on, I guess, an equipment snafu. You know, Monica, I was talking to you earlier, but can't help but get a little bit of PTSD looking at these orange Hendrix jerseys from my time at Rhodes. I used to have a lot of battles with these guys, and I know I talked to my former boss, Luke Wagner, and a couple of the girls I graduated with, and just talking about the battles we had with Carly Sewell and the Warriors over the years, and somehow we always got their best punch, as we were kind of right there with Berry College and Center and now defunct Birmingham Southern. And something about those orange jerseys, it brings back memories, both good and bad. That'll be ball 4. That'll officially put us in run rule territory as the Bulldogs stretch their lead to 8-0, as we've officially had all 9 batters come to the plate now. As Trosclair bounces the first pitch to Gonzalez for ball 1. Here in the 5-run 3rd inning. You see Trosclair wiping away the sweat from her brow, and they had brought some rosin out to her during that last time out. You have to wonder if the humidity's starting to get to her in the circle.
I mean, hey, it's starting to get to me a little bit.
As Gonzalez shoots that through the left side for an RBI single, as the Bulldogs continue to go station to station, one after another. As we've officially hit around here in the bottom of the third inning. Katie Boyer led this inning off with the leadoff triple down the right field line. Now back up at the plate, caught her breath and ready to do some more damage.
I mean, it's a very much different ball game, I feel like, rather than it was here. Because we had only, one or three runs scored by this point. And now the Bulldogs are already at 8. Or is it 9 now?
9 now following that RBI single from Gonzalez. And looks like Gonzalez is going to get ran for by Michelle Taralva. Boyer fouls that one off herself for strike one. As Boyer shoots that to center field, it's going to score 1. It's going to score 2 as the net comes around from second base to score. That would be a 2 RBI single for Katie Boyer. As we're officially at 11-0 here, still with nobody out, Mon. Bring up Ashley McMahon, who had a single her first time up. And I'll look at that one for ball 1. So that's 11 runs on 11 hits for the Bulldogs as Taralva's doubled off. On a play, you just kind of have to tip your hat to by third baseman Emerson Naismith. So McMahon lines into the double play. For the first 2 outs of the inning, 11 batters later. That'll bring up Harley Russell, who had a single her first time up this inning. And it's 2 for 2 so far today. She gets a hold of that one as Russell just missed an extra base hit as new center fielder Alyssa Sornia catches that maybe 1 to 3 times, but she's able to bring it in no matter what to end what was a almost 20-minute inning as the Bulldogs score 8 runs in the third to stretch their lead to 11-0. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
As an MAT student, you are an athletic trainer, and I think that's something really cool that we get to experience.
We're pretty hands-on. Anything that our preceptor asks us to do, we're able to do. Going out to practices and traveling to games.
We're doing evals, looking at them, helping them with their rehab protocols.
For me personally, I do a lot of hands-on where I'm speaking with the patients about how they feel, and so I feel like it's a lot of one-on-one interactions.
Knowing that I'm going to go into the clinic every day and I don't know who's going to walk through the door and what their problem's going to be, and that I get to be the one that tells them hey, this is what's wrong, but I can also help you, so here's a solution.
And we are back at the top of the fourth as Harris will just tip that off and for a foul for strike one. So the count is now 0-1 with a couple of changes with Jordan Stussy now being the new pitcher and a new catcher, Grace Bracken, and with Serena Gonzalez now being the first baseman. Count now 1-1. She will foul that up, but it will just drop for Bracken. So now it will be, the count will be now at 2-1. You know, if you missed in the last inning, the Bulldogs scored 8 runs, so it was a very successful one, as now Harris will get into that and it will go, but Clark will have catch that out there by first base.
Good job, Mon.
Bryce is now back with us.
Had to make sure we got all our subs in correctly.
Yes.
As
Because we just had the 3 changes, right?
Yeah, we got Serena in at first base now, Grace behind the plate, and Jordan Stussy in the circle now. And Katie Boyer's back in the game at first base, so see how that situation gets ironed out statistically.
That will go into foul territory right there. From the count now to be 2-1 to Melando. She'll get another hit that will go into foul territory now, making the count 2-2. That one will go way upstairs, but luckily no one's on base, so it doesn't cause too much of a threat, but now it makes it a full count.
Maldonado 0 for 1 so far today. Fly out to second base. Fouls that one off the netting to stay alive against Stussy. And Stussy's able to sit her down, strike 3, her first strikeout of the afternoon. That'll bring up Katropia. Reached earlier despite a great defensive effort from Kaylee Clark as the ball slips out of Stussy's hand for ball 1. We mentioned earlier the humidity. I'm starting to think it is taking its effect. You see Stussy with the towel in her back pocket. We did get some rain here earlier. And, I mean, humidity's quite palpable. You even feel it here in the press box, I know.
I know I'm feeling
our,
it.
our camera coordinator, Ted Munoz, had to make a wardrobe change to kind of acclimate to it.
And especially with the weather potentially kind of coming in too, of
Right.
humidity's now kind of building up, which is why we had to push the games earlier today anyway.
And we've done a good job trying to avoid it. When you score 8 runs in the third inning, that kind of helps as far as trying to avoid our weather that's supposed to come in later tonight. But I will say, after having to deal with a lightning delay at practice yesterday, I am grateful that we've been relatively weather-free so far today, as I'll kind of knock on wood. As Stussy will walk Katropia, as Coach LeLou will call time. Going to get a pinch runner for the Warriors. Sornia is going to pinch run for Katropia. Which she can, despite her being the center fielder, she can do as the flex player. We'll bring it up, Peyton Frady. Frady fouls that one back for strike 2. Stussy gets her to pop that one middle infield, and what a great recovery by shortstop Chesley Swisher. The Bulldogs get out of the inning despite the runner on. So shutout inning of relief from Stussy gets the Bulldogs to carry their 11-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th, as we are just 6 outs away from a run rule sweep from the Bulldogs. We'll be right back after this brief commercial break.
So Rock Moreno is going to come in to bat right now for, I believe, Russell. I could be wrong looking at these notes, so my apologies. She'll get a hit in, but the first baseman, Melando, will catch that out for the first out. Next up is Swisher. Oh, so my bad. She was in for Jones last one. So now Swisher is up to at the plate. Still going against Hendrix pitcher Trust Claire. Count now 1-0. That one went a little upstairs, so now the count 2-0. That one looking like it was just outside the zone, so going in Swish, the count is now in Swish's favor, 3-0. That one going for a strike on the outside of the plate right there, count now 3-1. Again, Bulldogs are now in run rule territory. Oh, and Swisher will hit that straight to the first baseman, Miranda, who's been getting a lot of action so far in this inning, with now there being 2 outs.
That'll bring up Kaylee Clark, who's 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs so far today in today's second game. Clark will ground at the third base for out number 3 as Bulldogs kept up the scoreboard here in the 4th inning after the 8-run third. And Bulldogs are just 3 outs away from taking the series against the Hendrix College Warriors in their first time ever matching up. We'll be right back after this brief commercial break.
Play harder.
And the go-ahead run comes across. Bulldogs on top.
Respect everyone.
Play hard, but play fair.
Cheer for your team, not against the visiting team.
Respect opposing players, coaches, and fans.
This is the SCAC.
Ready to go here at Ed Cruzy Stadium for top of the 5th inning as the Bulldogs will look to put this game away and secure the series against the Hendrix College Warriors. Got a couple more changes this inning as Rock Moreno will stay in the game for Bree Jones at third base. And now in the circle for the Bulldogs is going to be number 17, Jamie Birch. Birch picked up her first win as a college pitcher her last time out against Schreiner. Now she'll enter the game here in the bottom of the 5th, get some work, and hopefully get 3 quick outs and seal this one for the Bulldogs. Birch is 1-0 with a 1.62 ERA so far this season in her 3 previous appearances. She'll bounce that one right back to Birch. PFP for out number 1. They'll bring up the pitcher, Emmeline Trusclair. As the backhand attempt from Swisher comes to no avail, as Trusclair is able to get on with one out on a hard hit ball to shortstop. Birch misses his own there for ball 2 to Naismith. Naismith 0 for 2 so far in today's second contest. Able to shoot that one in the center field for her first hit of game 2, as the Warriors have now got 2 on and 1 out here in the 5th inning, as the Warriors look to avoid the shutout against the Bulldogs. As Birch finds his own to Bell Jaramillo for strike 1. The 0-2 count to Jaramillo as Birch looks the way to work out of the jam. Swisher will go the easy way to Moreno over at third for out number 2. So Jaramillo will reach on the fielder's choice. Bring up Casey Shane, who's 0 for 2 so far in today's second contest, as Birch looks to secure the final out of today's doubleheader. Birch seemingly missed maybe high to Shane for ball 2. Shane taps that one to third base. Gonna shoot it across to Katie Boyer, and that'll be your ball game as Bulldogs secure the series with 11-0 run rule victory as they outscore the Warriors 19-0 on this overcast Friday afternoon in Seguin. I've been Bryce Hayes here at Monica Citizenship. We appreciate you hanging out with us. We'll be right back with a post-game interview with Monica, with a few of the Bulldogs you get to hear from, and we'll be right back after this.
Monica Sidichet here, down on the field with Kaylee Clark and Taylor Vanette after they won their doubleheader against Hendrix, run ruling them in both games. Kaylee in the second game went 2-3 at bat, 2 runs, 3 RBIs, and 2 stolen bases. And Taylor, I have your stats from the first game. You played well in the first game as well as the second game, but you were 3-3 in the first game, 3 RBI, and you are now leading SCAC currently with RBIs. But Taylor, I have a question for you. So you did, for the second game, you struck out at first, and then you had kind of more at bats, but then you were able to kind of get a hit on it. But how are you feeling? How did you adjust from that first strikeout to then kind of continue on throughout the game?
Yeah, I mean, it just came down to pitch selection, really. My strikeout, I was not swinging at good pitches, so I was trying to just dial in, and then I ended up walking twice, so I guess it worked.
Yeah, and then Kaylee, you had some great kind of defense. We always see you on the offensive, always doing amazing on the offensive, but we had saw some good connection with Swisher as well, with some plays, even though we didn't kind of get the out there. But just defensively wise, you're diving, you're moving. So how was kind of, not even just from the offense, but kind of the defensive perspective, are you kind of just thinking the different kind of mentality, guess-wise?
I think it's just pre-pitch. I know, like, if this ball gets to me on my left side, I'm going here. If it hits me on my right side, I'm going to go here. So just knowing that beforehand, where I'm going to go with the ball, who I'm going to give it up to, helps me a lot in those situations. And even though we didn't get the outs, we still made some great plays, and I know we'll get the out sooner or later.
Well, congratulations, ladies, and make sure to finish off the series tomorrow against Hendrix at 11 a.m.